Let's try to deploy some small project, Hello World project, to our new cluster. So go to the new application. Hello World is the public project. I prepare it for test and check cluster. So deploy from public template. Select the name, select the cluster, demo2, choose the template. We have a Hello World template, select, deploy. So next step, we can set the tags, choose the cluster, and save this, save and deploy. Okay. Now we can deploy this Hello service inside our cluster. Click to deploy. Now we can wait until it will be created in cluster, and we will able to test our cluster and access to our cluster from internet. Now our test deployment are ready. So you can see that the pod, we have one Hello World pod, and we have a status. It's uptime status. It's red because we just run. Let's check the CPU and availability deployment. You can see that you cannot see CPU and memory usage for this deployment. It's not an error. It's because we not install the metric server inside our cluster, so we cannot take the metrics. To solve this, we can go to the cluster page, integrations, select the metric server here, click to install. After the metric server will be run, we will be able to check the CPU and memory usage for our pods. So the next, we can go to overview and see the URL. Our Hello World deployment are here. To make available your service, even test service from HTTPS with a valid certificate, not ingress fake certificate, you can go to the cluster integration and install Cert Manager. Integrations, Cert Manager. It's already installed in my cluster, so I do not have install button. But if you select another cluster and you do not install, you will have an install button here. We can open the Cert Manager deployment and check. Cert Manager deployment is here, work and works fine. One more option. After you install your Cert Manager, you need to go to the cluster service and provide the ingress class, Nginx or maybe something else, maybe traffic, and your email that will be used by Let's Encrypt to send a notification about your certificate expiration. After this, you need to go to enable and save. After this, we will be able to get automatically valid Let's Encrypt certificates in our cluster for all our deployment if you have properly configured DNS service. Now our metric server are available, and we can see the usage and memory usage for all our pods. Also, we can go to the monitoring service and see the availability and response time, and memory usage will be soon. Oh, it's already here. Just need to update. Fine. We can go to overview page and check the logs for our pod. Just open the pod logs and see it here. Also, we can check the YAML that was generated by UniFi and sent to Kubernetes. Here's a small YAML file, service and deployment. Events tab will show the Kubernetes events that happens in a namespace with our deployment. Sync log, synchronization log, UniFi use meta controller for synchronization, so we can check the logs of synchronization. If something happens, something errors with the YAML or something wrong, we can see the logs and errors in synchronization here. On the setting tabs, we have a danger zone where you can remove your deployment, make it public, or maybe change the cluster. If you have two clusters, you can change the cluster. The deployment will be moved to another cluster, but it will not move persistent volumes, and you may lose data if you use stateful deployments. You can also pause this. It will remove deployment from the cluster, but not remove from UniFi. So you can run again this deployment with the saved configuration. On environment variable tab, you can pass additional environment variables for your deployment. Let's test var1 and test. We'll save. We can go to the diagnostic, check our YAML, and see that environment variable was added here. It will affect to our deployment. For example, if you deploy something more difficult than Hello World, a lot of software can be configured with the environment variable. So it's a very powerful instrument to change configuration, set some variables inside the environment. Routes tab. It's provide the debug information for ingress roles. UniFi will generate ingress configuration for you if you configure roles. Also, you can see the monitoring endpoints. Monitoring endpoints is the HTTP endpoints that used by UniFi to check availability on the charts. On Activity tab, we can check the history of changes our configuration. Just check who and what was changed. Change the name, change tags, change domain, and so on.